The Chinese ambassador to the Philippines, Ma Ka-ching, was here in the VIP area when the president delivered his State of the Nation address a while ago, and many were waiting to find out if the president was going to raise the country's dispute with China, and he did by saying that the country will not give up its claim over Baho de Masinloc. To quote, he says, hindi tama na ipamigay sa iba ang sadyang atin talaga. And to discuss more of this, we have with us Presidential Communications Spokesperson, Secretary Ricky Carandang. Good afternoon, sir. Sir, can you tell us about the implication of having the President say or announce that we will not give up our claim over the Baho de Masinloc here at his zona in front of the diplomatic corps?
I think that shows you the resolve of this government to maintain our territorial integrity. You know, when this gets reported, when issues about the territorial disputes get reported, inevitably there will be some misunderstandings, there will be some wrong facts that are asserted. And I think the president, like for example, we have been accused of trying to escalate the situation. We've been accused of trying to raise tensions. And I think this was a perfect opportunity for the president to tell the world and to tell his countrymen that no, we're not doing that. He said, we are not seeking to be an aggressor. We are not seeking we're not seeking a fight with anybody. What we simply want to do is defend what is ours and protect what is ours from outside interests. So it's very clear there that when people start accusing the Philippines, and it's strange, but you hear that, the Philippines bullying China, I think first of all, people understand now that that's not the case. We simply want to defend what is ours. We have no ambitions to expand our territory. So it's a purely defensive position that we're taking.
Sir, don't you think it will further raise tensions with China?
No, I think if they listen very carefully to what the president said, it should not raise tensions. Again, we are not seeking to be an aggressor. We are not seeking to expand our territory. We know what is ours, and we just want to defend what is ours. And we want people to respect that as much as we respect them for when they say what is theirs is theirs.
Sir, he also urged the public to take part in this protecting our territory. What did the president mean by that?
Well, remember that we have so many Filipinos of Chinese ancestry. We have Filipinos going there to China as tourists. You have Chinese people coming here as tourists. Ordinary Filipinos interact every day with ordinary Chinese. And when tensions get high, when words get misunderstood, it helps when our people serve as unofficial ambassadors to their people to try to explain what our position is. And again, our position is very reasonable. We're not trying to expand territory. We're not being an aggressor. We simply want to defend the integrity of our own territory. And I think the more ordinary people say that to ordinary Chinese, then the more understanding that we will see between our two countries.
Sir, the redeployment of ships to Panatag, there's been no decision on that yet, and the president mentioned earlier that he is consulting some officials regarding it. Is that in the agenda of his consultations, and may we know who he's consulting?
Well, at this point, I don't want to give away too much. There are security implications for our actions, and I don't want to get into specifics, but yes, we are going to be talking about that very soon. And there have been, don't get me wrong, there have been discussions off and on, ongoing, about what to do next, and there will be more discussions in the coming days.
Sir, regarding the modernization of the AFP, he presented the specific equipment and military hardware that we're getting soon. Is this in I mean, how will this affect our security or defense? How will this improve our defense, especially in protecting our territory?
Well, Ina, I think it's no secret that the Philippine military capability has lagged behind its neighbors over the last 20, 30 years. And we really do need to play catch up with our neighbors. Again, what we're trying to build is a credible minimum defense posture. No one should mistake what we're doing as aggression. We're simply trying to defend our territory. We have no ambitions to expand our territory. And what do we need in order to defend ourselves? We need more boats. We need more arms. We need more copters. We might even need some planes. And that's exactly what we're trying to do. We're trying to acquire the kind of equipment that would give us the minimum credible defense that we need.
It's not for China, sir.
It's for anybody who is trying to violate our territorial integrity.
Sir, was the president able to include everything he wanted to in his speech today?
No, there were so many things. You should have seen it. We had reports from every department in the cabinet, thick reports. I know some people thought that the speech was longer than last year's, but there were certainly more things that we wanted to include. It's just that there's no time to include everything. Let me just if I can just plug, there is a SONA technical report that the presidential management staff comes up with, and that gives you all of the data and all the information, much of which was not included in the speech. If you're curious to find out about it, it's all online.
Sir, just a last point. He also took a swipe at some of his critics when he started discussing the increase in the education budget.
Yeah.
Do you think after this on those groups will
Will what?
how will these groups react, do you think, react after this?
They will probably go out in the streets and march again and complain about the cut in budgets. But what the president wanted to communicate was to those of you out there who were listening, to the Filipino people, the claim that the SUC budgets have been decreasing is not true. The claim that the education budget has been cut that we hear every year from certain groups is not true. It just need to do the math.
Sir, very last point. Is this going to be the last on the impeachment of Chief Justice Corona? He started thanking members of this. He thanked members of the Senate and the House and Ombudsman Morales.
What do you mean by the last?
That he will mention the impeachment of Chief Justice Corona in his speeches.
Well, we don't know yet. We don't know what other speeches are coming up. But where it's relevant, it'll be brought up. But I think he was simply just trying to explain what was important about what we did. The president vowed to fight corruption, and this was one of the concrete steps that the administration has taken in order to reform the system. And so I think it was right to mention it. I don't think it was mentioned too much or too long, or I don't think too much focus was given to it. But I do think it was something that needed to be mentioned, and that's exactly what the president did.
Thank you very much. That was Secretary Ricky Carandang. Back to you, Pia.